Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Um, I wanted to talk about something interesting that a friend Carl told me a while back. That's Mercy in my comments, who I call Carl. But one day we talk about African history a lot and different things, and when we talk, he likes psychology, and so do I. And so when we talk, we don't like doing that whole the Bible. We actually look for like archaeological evidence, and then we talk about it and we expound on certain things. A long time ago, after I found all this Moses stuff, and well, he made a statement. And sometimes when people tell us things, I think we like try to put it on the back burner, or we try to ignore it for some reason. But he made a statement. He was like, bruh, the problem with what you're saying is that he was like, the way people believe right now, they're not going to listen to what you're saying until the future. And I was like, man, hell no, bro. I could break these chains. I could break these chains. And what's crazy is the further I go and the more people I talk to who I believe are like the most super atheistic or like was apostate in terms of like they teaching, but they're like, we don't believe in all the fairy tales. We're metaphor, metaphor, metaphor. When I go talk to anybody about this stuff, they all universally do the same thing. They either literally call me a Christian or a religious fanatic, and what's crazy about them calling me that, they are literally playing with biblical stories as I'm telling them this. What will make me a religious fanatic? Okay, watch what I'm about to tell you. I'm about to make a couple of statements. Everybody on this planet keeps saying they're looking for Moses, and they keep naming all these random people in history, and they keep saying they're looking for fucking Jesus or John the fucking Baptist. I go in history, and not only do I find both men and read their stories, it's the exact same fucking thing that was plagiarized to the Bible, but historically accurate, with surrounding empires writing about these things. Right? The Bible talks about the Persians and how they invaded, the Babylonians and how they invaded, the Greeks and the Romans and all this other stuff. But then it gets into funny cosplay in the middle, right? But yeah, all those things happened. They're still, look, watch this. How did they learn about Israel? Because of an Egyptian stele talking about a people called Issachar without a king who was defeated by a great pharaoh. Now go research Moses, the person they can't find in history. I believe two things are happening. You have the major elites, and that's why I was sharing this guy's page. He's giving facts and talking about how they're using fear to control people. He's using my favorite scripture, perfect love casts out fear. Man, I told him about Yehohanan, tied it all the way down to Prester John, showed him the different time periods, how they took Cephas from Josephus and named him Peter, made him first, all these facts. And show him how the Jews are worshiping John the Baptist, right? Look, they say Yehohanan ben Zakkai escaped through the tomb. He walked and lived. None of that shit's true. He asked for a request before he was killed, and it got a lot of people's lives saved, especially sages in Judaism. He took away from the temple sacrifices. Well, the Christianity took away from the sacrifice. No, man. But see, I'm getting mad. It's in written history what happened to the written sacrifices through Jewish lore. And it edifies to real history. The dude told them to stop with all the sacrifices and go to that temple, and he didn't want the what they call the high priests and all them doing the things no more. He wanted the scribes and the temple, whatever they're called, to start writing the law and giving the law and giving the Torah. Totally switched it up. And so I just give people, because what I'm doing is when I talk to people under this, I'm giving them real history. And it's crazy. They'll be in the Bible lollygagging. And then when you actually get out of that and go into real history, hey, look what happened with this person named this exact name who they transcribed. Look what happened with this person with the same name they transcribed. Oh, you're into fairy tales. How does that make... Man, that's the crazy. So, ultimately, as much as I didn't want to listen to him, dude was right as fuck. Elites are going to keep gatekeeping this shit because they know none of this shit is real. They know what they're doing. The kings, the leaders, the blah, blah, blah. The president sells Bibles. The king and them over there are still knighting people and talking about swear to God. They all do it. They're doing it for cosplay, to control the mass like sheep and cattle. So I guess Carl's right. Until this is ancient history, perhaps people will be looking and looking. They see all these dumb fucking names mismatched and playing and biblical blah blah and the wars they left like we do in history, right? We mock the Romans and all the 30 Years War and all this shit now, right? And then perhaps somebody will see my videos and be like, holy fucking shit. Because I don't think it's happening now. I really don't. Mankind is caught in a web of lies. And no matter how metaphorical, like when you see people that even say, oh, we're going to make it metaphorical, that's not what they're doing is avoiding accountability, and they know what they're doing in the dark. Because like I said many times, if I'll say when I go in the Bible, I pick love, perfect love, and spare this person and do that and do this. That's not the Bible. That's me picking what I am made of. And it's manifesting through the scriptures I show. I believe they did the same thing with Elijah. There's a man named Zoroaster, right? And Zoroaster brought back African practices because if you look at the temples he created, they look like Egyptian birds, and he was all about the fire. The fiery phoenix from Mentuhotep II, right? But what am I saying? I seem to be speaking a different language, but then when I give logic and facts, right, you think the atheists will love this, right? They attack me worse than Christians do. I'm pinpointing every single thing that could dismantle everything. But like I heard a rabbi say recently, he literally said this out his mouth. He said, we love the Christians, as I've said over and over. He said, without the Christians, we wouldn't have any power. He said they hate the Jews, but they need the Jews because he said they believe in their mind, once this little war started and all these wars, then the Messiah is going to come down and blah, 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 blah. And he says the longer it happens, the more power they get. You don't got to, man, listen. I'm giving facts, and people don't want to hear this. That Bible, they call it the Dead Sea Scrolls, the oldest book. That is the Codex Sinaiticus. Moses came from Mount Sinai. Holy fuck, and nobody seems to want to hear this or going to be able to listen except the very few that can hear what I am saying. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening. There's something called a game of telephone, right? I could give you clear knowledge and information. And watch what's going to happen as I give you this information and the questions change. What's 2 plus 2? What color is the sky? Your family member was just extremely harmed. What do you do? Your family member was just shot. What do you do? You see how the questions became, they're still questions, but then how do you react once those questions change? And what's happening is when I give clear and logical knowledge and information, instead of hearing facts and basic questions, people hear, I'm going to stir Jesus, you're going to go to hell forever. I'm going to rip your page and books apart and light them on fire and destroy you and your faction. But all I said was, yo, this person was this and that. Why did they hear the second question? Because in their minds, I am attacking what created them and a portion of their mind. Nobody wants to tear down like the walls of Jericho or like Babylon. A lot of people are using this for racism. Instead of looking back at the forefathers and going, oh my goodness, what Africa did. Now they're currently still sending people to Noah hides. When I say this, people completely shut me out. And they call me ham sometimes. That's the truth. Then it's so bad, you've got African Americans saying they hate Africans. Africans saying they hate African Americans. But you want to know something even funnier? What's an African anything? Africa is a fucking continent. They don't go European Americans. They go, I'm French, I'm German, I'm this, I'm that. They just tell you, oh, you're African Americans, you should all love each other. The French and the Germans didn't love each other for a long time. Nor did the Romans. But everything is put on us. Until it gets so bad, propaganda gets so bad, people hate their own skin color. I just seen a young African American girl, I believe, on a train in Japan, and she saw other African American girls on the train, she believes. And they was getting loud and unruly, and she kept saying, black fatigue, oh, the ghetto, da. Now, what's going to happen if you read those comments, right? Do you think it's other black people agreeing, saying, yeah, we need to do better? No. All of everybody else calling us ghetto, blackies, oh, we need to do better, we don't have no culture to our parents, blah, blah, blah. It's coming from every fucking angle. And nobody seems to be, and people don't seem to be aware of it. But if I became a black Hebrew Israelite and said, I don't really like the blacks, you know it's crazy how easily people will see racism then? I don't know where I am or what this world is or why things are like the way they are, right? God hates liars and only loves the truth. But it's all gatekept bullshit. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people are literally androids or robots. Who am I? What year was I really born in? None of us even follow the same years or calendars in each country. Honestly, I don't say certain things lightly, perhaps out of sarcasm. But so much doesn't make sense to me in a realm of logic that was thrown at me that when I'm around other people, it's hard for me to take certain things seriously. And I'm a very comical, goofy person, I would call it, I guess. Because the rest of the class and everybody else in the school seems to be putting their head on a bat, walking around in circles. And then when one of them stands up, they start swinging and hitting everybody else with the bat. I don't understand a lot of human civilization. It seems like a lot of lies and just... Like if I was playing a computer game or a video game, I can only go certain places and the environment blocks me off. That's what it feels like with the real world. Like it's just a whole bunch of programming everywhere causing people psychosis. How do I know I'm not in a video game? How do I know I'm not a computer or an android walking in something real? How do I know I'm not an AI inside of, or AI android inside of a greater system that they think they're real, but they're even AI or computer, blah, blah, blah. And then outside of a bigger system that blah, blah, blah. I don't fucking know it. I don't fucking know. Because when I go to logic, it turns into bullshit. But when I play in fairy tale, blah, 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 that's when people take me seriously. Oh, is he going crazy? Oh, he's dumb. He's nuts. He's blah, blah, blah. Well, I listen to everything y'all fucking say and do on a daily goddamn basis. This Carmelo Anthony trial has split my mind because I know what self-defense is. I know what harassment is. I have been given media all my fucking life. And for some reason, people are acting crazy while blaming others of being racist. The Smiths on The Matrix used to say, it is inevitable, Neo. Neo found out he could do whatever he wanted. In part 4, what was the message in that one? I don't... Just like The Matrix, just like the Bible, just like anything in my room right now, none of those things are the gods. None of those things matter. Uh-oh. None of those things are important. I just got the new 80-inch TV installed. It's been installed, but the living room's looking much nicer now, you know. Got the couches and everything. But what I mean to say is, and the table's all hooked up. Remember that table? What I mean to say is, the Bible didn't just get up and walk into the other room. Who I am did. So that's the clearest metaphor I can give y'all. I don't know how to break it down anymore. They keep getting me with this race shit, man, but because it's flabbergasting. I see people in need and hurt, and I try to help. But y'all need to stay away from y'all. Like I'm trying to tell y'all, atheists ain't no fucking different than Christians. As a matter of fact, they are fucking vile sometimes. and apologists and all these people that say they want their way. And dude spent the whole video talking about people who are afraid of other opinions. And when I left those fucking facts that have nothing to do with the Bible, he fucking told me I'm playing a fairy tale land beliefs. What do y'all fucking want? What do y'all want? Do y'all want the sky to open up and for King Jesus to... Is that what makes it end? I wouldn't care if it was like Dragon Ball Z and y'all just cosplayed the shit. No, y'all taking this seriously and taking lives and killing people and acting a nut. They don't want the truth. Carl's right. Then in however many blah 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 years, they're gonna probably see they're gonna add up as much information as they can, try to logically graph it, maybe use an AI to do it. And when they do, they are going to fucking humiliate, mock y'all, and put y'all in documentaries and shit. I'm trying to tell y'all. But who cares? They'll be gone then, right? Well, it won't matter then. Me. We'll just keep torturing our fucking kids. God damn. I hate that fucking Carl is so intelligent. Because sometimes he say stuff I'm not ready to hear. And it fucking infuriates me later on. So I guess this will be for the future. I guess. If it isn't torn down, who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm wasting my goddamn time.